Hey everybody, Alex Kozora, SteelersDepot.com, back with some more Pittsburgh Steelers preview and prediction for this Week 14 game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and Cleveland Browns, a rematch of just 2 weeks ago. Pittsburgh 9-3, Cleveland 3-9. Let's talk about it. Before we start, if you guys could like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the site, SteelersDepot.com. Would really appreciate that. So really abridged version of commentary to preview this game. There isn't a whole lot new to talk about, obviously, because these two teams just saw each other. I would just say broadly, the circumstances of this game have me feeling a lot more comfortable and less nervous about this game for Pittsburgh than I was in the Week 12 game, where I did pick the Steelers to win, but I was very hesitant to do so, had them winning 17-14. Of course, they lost 24-19, and so the circumstances should be obvious. Pittsburgh no longer on the road, no longer on a short week. Cleveland, if anything, they're the road team. They're on the short week coming off the Monday night game, and Pittsburgh not coming off that emotionally charged victory against Baltimore, where you have to get up and kind of dig deep to get amped for that Browns game on that short week on that Thursday night. And so Pittsburgh in a much better place. They're in a good place health-wise. We'll see about George Pickens with the hamstring injury. I'm recording this Friday night. I think he's going to play. It's always tough to tell with those late week injuries, the questionable tag, but my gut says he is going to go, and hopefully nothing flares up mid-game. Now, Cleveland is a talented team. I know that sounds funny to say because they are 3-9. But there is talent there. I don't want to assume a victory or a cakewalk or anything of the sort in a AFC North battle. I think that defense has talent. There's continuity. They have underachieved. But, when they're at their best, they can be a really good unit as they were for large parts of last year. But looking at the Browns' offense, it was interesting. They really had a pass-heavy approach on first down in that Week 12 game. They came out throwing. They weren't trying to run into a brick wall and put themselves in a third and long, despite still having a lack of third down success overall. But yeah, I thought Jameis Winston just came out and was aggressive. And not that they always took deep shots. They didn't really hit anything huge downfield, but they came out throwing. They did not want to just go run on 1st and 10 and then, be in 2nd and 8. Throughout the game, they were running on 2nd down, actually a lot more. They'd get a first down conversion, quick game, 3-step game, that kind of stuff, and then run on 2nd and 3 and try to convert that way. That was really their MO. Cleveland was very effective on first down in that Week 12 game. They averaged almost 8 yards per play. That was 5th best of week number 12. So Pittsburgh has to be better on first down on both sides of the football. They were miserable offensively in that game, averaging 3.4 yards per play on first down. They have not been good on first down throughout the season. They were, though, pretty good on first down against the Bengals this past week. That must continue. But the Browns, I would expect, Jameis Winston to go out there and sling it. Can he capitalize on his mistakes? He's such a hot and cold type of player. The Broncos stat line is a perfect encapsulation of his game. 500 yards, essentially, 4 touchdowns, 3 picks, 2 pick sixes, another one that was nearly housed for a touchdown, that final one in the end zone against Denver. So you got to capitalize on his big plays. Jerry Jeudy's really, rocking right now, and there's a lot of confidence in him. He went for 235 and a long touchdown against Denver. He's got 70-plus yards in 5 or 6 straight games, and so Joey Porter Jr. needing to bounce back. I assume Porter will be on him quite a bit. Luckily, he is more Jamar Chase-like than he is a T. Higgins or DK Metcalf, more fast and fluid and athletic than a big power forward type. Hopefully that'll lend itself to fewer penalties against Joey Porter Jr. He's got to play clean. The referee crew is a little ticky-tack when it comes to calls, so got to know the ref and the crew that you're facing as well. But the run game, a lot of gap scheme for Cleveland. I think Pittsburgh can overall contain the run. I want to see if Jerome Ford for Cleveland gets more involved. Only had 4 carries in that Week 12 game. Chubb had 20. He converted in short yard situations, but just didn't have a great efficiency game overall. So will they try to incorporate more of Ford in this one? And Njoku was pretty quiet in that previous matchup. I'm sure they're wanting to get him a little more involved. Had a lot of Minkah Fitzpatrick on Njoku in that game. See that chess match going forward. And then just quickly to note up front, Pittsburgh getting their pass rushers back. Alex Highsmith returns. TJ Watt had that really quiet game against Jack Conklin. And Cleveland did not double Watt as much as you might think. There was some of that. Obviously, there was some chipping and that kind of typical protection. But there were a lot of one-on-one opportunities that Watt simply did not win. And I think he'll dig deep and have a big game in this one. Defensively for the Browns, not a lot of changes there. I think Pittsburgh just has to have a smarter run scheme and game plan. They really, I thought, had a poor game plan Arthur Smith did in that game against Cleveland in week number 12. A lot of static, a lot of same concepts. We did a tape breakdown on the site on that, repeating the same formations and same plays. Too many gap schemes, too many unblocked linebackers. Diabate, for them, number 43, was running free the entire game. Pittsburgh did not have good answers or counters. I want to see more inside zone. I want to see more duo. I think Pittsburgh, with that interior offensive line of, say, Amalu at left guard, Frazier at center, Mason McCormick at right guard, impose your will. No JOK in this game for them. That stud middle linebacker. The interior D-line is decent, but not fantastic. Pittsburgh should be able to impose their will in this game. I don't think they did enough of that, clearly, in that first matchup, and so I want to see a better run scheme, more varied run scheme. Being on the regular week, not being on that short week, obviously helps in that regard, and so hopefully that was the issue before, but want to see things change going forward. And then for the Browns' pass defense, a lot of man coverage. I didn't realize until I went back through the tape earlier this week how much man coverage Pittsburgh saw on third down. And so Pickens has to win. And of course, a big storyline will be Pickens and the Browns DBs and their war of words. They're going to try to poke the bear. They're going to try to mess with Pickens early. Pickens will have to control his emotions and have a level head and stay engaged. If he doesn't, it'll be a problem. All right, all of that being said, and I should mention special teams needs to be better for Pittsburgh. It's waned a little bit in kick coverage and punting. Boswell, 2 misses, though hardly really his fault. A 50-yarder in the wind against Cleveland, the blocked field goal against Cincinnati, but still want to see things get back to where it was for the majority of the season. All that being said, I do feel more comfortable, more confident in this game. I know you guys want me to pick Cleveland. I'm sure I am not going to. I'd be crazy if I did. I feel like got Pittsburgh winning this one 26-16. Again, I think a more comfortable version for victory this second time around, and certainly Pittsburgh does not want to get swept by Cleveland for the first time since 1988. It would be for the regular season. If Pittsburgh wins, they're going to 10-3. Baltimore's 8-5. They're on a bye. Pittsburgh really builds an advantage to maybe minimize the weight of that rematch against Baltimore. Will still be important, but it won't be a winner-take-all. Whoever wins this game gets first place, as it was in the first matchup in week number 11. And if Pittsburgh wins this game, they will officially eliminate the Cleveland Browns from playoff contention. So that's always a nice little consolation prize and a good way to get revenge after losing to Cleveland the first time around. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you guys watching. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the site SteelersDepot.com. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.